Google Week 1. Today we're going to practice setting up your email and calendars in Google. So there's a number of ways that you can go to your Google. You can go to google.com or you can type in Gmail up at the top. This is called the Omnibox, which is your search engine. So I am going to go to Gmail first. And it's going to have me sign on. So if you have doing this the first time, you can click add an account. And it'll let you sign in right here with your credentials. Usually for schools, you already have an account created, so you can sign in. So you type in your login up at the top and then your password. And it will lead you to your Gmail, which is your Google Mail. So there's a number of things that we're going to practice today in your Google email section. The first one that we're going to do is just practice creating an email. So let's show you around the actual page for right now. Up at the top is your search bar, which will search your emails and your chats that you practice. So you can just type in a keyword here and it'll look through your email for you. Over on the left is what your Google Mail will be consisting of. You can compose things. This is a drop-down menu. See this little arrow? You can click on this to show either your email, your contacts, or your tasks, which is your to-do list. Right now we're showing the email section. Over on the right is the settings wheel. So this is where you can change what it'll look like, your themes, kind of like how mine looks like a horizon right now. And then up at the top they give you what your picture is for your profile, and then this is the Google Apps Suite, and this is my Google Plus, which is kind of like a Facebook for Google where you can collaborate with others. So what I'd like to do is first practice our emails. So what you have to do is just come over to the Compose, which is just a basic email, and it pops up right here on the right. And if it's already in your contact list, you can start typing. So if I just start typing, usually it'll pop up right underneath. So here is my logins right here, and I can just click on it and it'll pop up. You can start typing your email here just like normal, and then you can do your attachments. You can insert photos or documents. Here's where you insert links and emojis, or you can trash it. It automatically starts to save. So if you come over here on the left under drafts, it already started to save my draft since I started typing. Alright, I'm going to close out of that. It's just a normal email. When you have emails, they give you options of creating them into folders and also tagging them. I don't have any emails in here, so I can't show you that right now, but you can have folders which will pop up right here where you can make them favorites and such. Okay, which is a little bit more advanced. Also, if you come over here on the left, you can switch to contacts. And I have a whole bunch of different contacts. So if I wanted to add a contact, all I have to do is create a new contact. I type in the person's name, and then I can add their email down below. And anything that I want here, and then it'll show in my contacts already. I can add them in Google Plus, which are my circles, and that's what they're showing you over here on the left. And then if I just click out of it, it's just showing me my contacts right here. To get out of contacts, I just go and click over on this side. Alright, so this is just a basic email. Some schools have the option of having a Google email and some don't, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Next we're going to go to Google Calendars. So anytime you're in the Google browser in a Chrome, they have this app suite which looks like a little Rubik's Cube. If I click on it, it gives me different options. So here's where I have different options in Google, and I can click more and find a whole bunch more, but the most popular ones are the ones right here. So when I click on Calendar, the next one pops up. And if it's your first time using this, it might have a little tutorial at the front box. You can decide to take the tutorial if you'd like, or you can X out of it and close it out, and it'll end you up right here on the weekly view. I prefer the monthly view, so I'm going to click on that, but that's up to you. It still has my settings, and it has some more different things if I wanted to print this calendar and such. So under the calendar, what we're going to do is practice creating an event. So today what I'd like to do is just click on the day, for example, and then today I'm going to have a department meeting. So I type it in right here. I can choose which calendar I want it on, but right now I only have, oh, it looks like I have two. I created one before. So I have a Crystal Hoe, which is my default calendar, and I hit create. And it just pops up, and you can see that this green matches the green under my name, which is right here. So you can see the color. If it was this color, it would show up on this if I put it under that. I can always change that later, but I'll show you. I can edit this event by clicking edit, just by selecting and clicking on the actual words. And I can change the date. I can make it repeat. Maybe I have it every Tuesday. I can say the location. I can change the color down here, and I can also add people. So when I add this, it pops up on their calendar. So I'm going to add my other email account. If you look down below, it shows a little person and says that it sent them a notification. So if we decide not to be friends anymore, I can come back into the edit and X them out, and they're no longer a part of the list. And I'll just cross out the little person like this. Make sure you always hit the save button so it saves your changes right here. So that's just how you create a normal event and how you share. Once again, you just have to click the actual word right in the middle, and it gives you the options. The next thing that you can practice is creating another calendar, kind of how I have this one down below. I don't have any events on the French Club, but if you want a second calendar, it's pretty easy. On the right side of the word My Calendars is a little arrow. There's one on the left side too. That's just to pop it up so you can see the calendars down below. But on the right side, I just go create a new calendar. I can name it anything I want. So this one I named French Club. You can do a description if you choose to, and you can share this calendar. Maybe I want to share the French Club with the other French teacher, for example, and I type their email right down here. And then all I have to do is hit create a calendar. I'm going to delete that since I'm not adding myself again. When you create the calendar, it's going to pop up right here. So I just made a new one, for example, and I can create specific events for that one. So maybe I have a French Club meeting on Wednesday. So if I have a 1 p.m. meeting, I just type it in and hit enter. And that's just going to go on my default calendar if I hit enter. If I don't hit enter and switch it to the French Club, obviously I have two right now, and hit enter, it's going to switch to that color. This one I'm going to actually switch it to the other one so you can see it a little bit better. So see how it is an orangey red color matching this one that I picked. Let me delete this one so we don't get confused. Here we go. So now I have two calendars, my default calendar and my French Club calendar. So every time I put anything on my default calendar, it's going to be green, and anything that's going on my French calendar is going to be in this orangey red color. The reason why they do that is if you want to see just one calendar at a time instead of all of them, I can unclick this color on the left and it'll make it only show my default calendar, and I can do vice versa if I choose. Okay, so you have that option. The words other calendars down below, they give you contacts, birthdays, and holidays, but I can also subscribe, for example, to the school calendar if they have one, or a faculty calendar, just so I can see what's going on, and I can also view them by clicking and unclicking them. Also, the third option is the task calendar. Let me change the color so it makes it a little bit easier to see. So for the tasks, if I wanted to display it, all I have to do is click the word task, and over here on the right, it gives me a to-do list. So by adding something to do, I just hit the add button, and I can give myself something to do. And I have to read a book, for example, and I can do as many as I want, but if I want to get rid of something, I can check this box and it crosses it out, or uncheck it. If I check the box like this one down below, I can also delete it, which is bottom right-hand corner. So it kind of gives you a little to-do list. I can unclick it on the left and it goes away, or make it this purple color again and it pops back up. So there's a couple easy things to do. There's ways to publish this calendar on school websites so you don't have to keep recreating things, or you can share it with faculty or students so you can put the homework on there if you'd like. So you have a number of things that you can use with this calendar. So you know how to create events and share them. You know how to add a calendar and to play with the tasks or to-do lists. So the next thing what I'd like to do is practice going into the Google Drive. So if you look at my tabs right here, I'm under the calendar right now, which is the tab that it's open. If I go back and click on this one at the tab, that's the email that I was just on. So Google Drive I can go to in either tab by just clicking the Google Suite option. So I'm going to click on the triangle which says Drive, which will match it up at the top. So now you can see all three that are open. The Drive account is basically a flash drive where I can save a whole bunch of things. So check this out. Google Drive, just like Chrome, it can save on all of these devices, on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone, on your tablet. So you can access any document or any photo or anything that you need anywhere in the world. So what does it look like? Right now I have the old version. They're going to be updating it shortly and this red button is going to change. So what you can do is hit the Create button and it shows you all the different things that you can create. So I have a couple files already here that I created. So right here these are Google Forms. See, they match the Google Form icon. I have a notebook file, which it looks a little different, doesn't look like anything, it's because I uploaded something. I uploaded a picture, and this is a Google document. This is a Google folder. So if you click on folder, you can name it anything you want. So I can say Class A, for example. And right here, I can put anything in this Class A, or first period, or whatever you have, and it shows it over here on the left, just like in calendars, so you can view all your folders or not by this little left-hand arrow. Let's say that you made a mistake or you want to make a change of the color. You can edit anything on the right side of the folder. So let's say I really wanted a space with the A, and I can do that. I can change the color of the folder. I want it to be blue. I can also share this whole entire folder with anyone that I want. So I click the Share button. By sharing the folder with other collaborators, I can email them. I can also share a link with them. So this link up here, if I control and copy it, Control C, I can share this link with my whole entire class so they have access to notes or worksheets. I can share it with my department, anyone that I want, just by giving them that link. Otherwise, I can make it a little bit more difficult by inviting people and typing in their email address for every single person if I decided to do that. Once I send it, then you can see that their email shows up with their picture if they have a picture. Otherwise, it looks like a little person. And I can choose if they want to view it or edit that function. If I decide to share it, this little person shows up on my folder, so it looks like a little person. If I no longer want to share it, I can go back to the shared function and delete people. If you share the link, then you just change it. You can make it specific people, you can make it public, you can make it private, it's up to you. Right now mine says private, so it's only me. Okay? So that's how you can create a folder just to make yourself a little bit more organized. If you decide to create, for example, a document, I can just click Document. And I can type anywhere on this document. It's just like a Microsoft Word document. I can title it Class A Notes. Hit OK. And I don't have to hit Save anywhere. It automatically saves into my drive. So up at the top, I click on the triangle. And it says right here, here's my folder, Class A. Here's my document, Class A. So if I want to, I can click this little arrow, or I can just pull it and drag it. It's up to you. But I want this specific document in the folder, so I'm just going to drag it right up there. If dragging's hard for you, you can click on any of the documents or pictures, what have you. You can click on them, hit folder, and you can just say move to Class A. And that's all I have to do. So it's really easy for you to stay organized inside Google. Here are my documents. Up here at the top, it shows you what folder you're in, and you can click to go back to my drive. So they really try to make it user-friendly. If anyone shares anything with you, kind of like how I just shared a folder with my other email, I click on this button which says Shared with Me. It changes to red so you know that that's where you're at. And these are the documents that were shared with me before. I can also star things. So say, for example, these questions are very important. I can click a star, and it's going to pop up just for the starred ones.